The sentences stretch out as bodies fawning. This book may be incompletely confused by reposing pornography. You were sick for 3 days, so we took a picture. The protrusion of you across the bed, a brass quarter, sphere mounted, midway up the wall, and the quarter of spectacular bulb overflowing it. Smile, beautiful, in the Colosseum. Excavated slave chambers beneath the arena floor, vacant archways curve over. If we peered into a skull, out-hollowed ears, to the photo frame, scaffolds near the hairline, her white scarf cinched androgynously. In one brief moment, when I cross my hand like this, it means the word's been crossed out that I'm reading, so to make that clear, I need to have both here, so. I'll just go inside to see my friends and say hi. I fell to the white floor. After a few seconds, I woke up. Everything around was torn apart. There was blood, body parts, people, water squirting from the ceiling, maybe from a burst pipe. My left hand was cut off just above the wrist. It was attached to my arm by just a tendril of flesh hanging. I picked myself up to get help. I was bleeding heavily. I know that I needed someone to stop the bleeding. I caught my left hand with my right, but I slipped from all the mess on the floor. Could content disembody abjection as long as one or another ingest it? At the advent of any compassion, so that no longer it digest? Can I excuse myself from any phrase or sweet, sweet, sweet portrait? A desire not within one, but in a go. Yet near, one confuses members. Hand pulled through the resonant channel of Serbian beggars, one plea, breath, between perswaddle and smirk, of stone martyrs in the arches, for our place to Calvino Tildam. Inside, why, from the low organum purum, did we smile and touch and hope even a perfect, authentic cadence? That wasn't a baby. That wasn't a baby. Suddenly there was a big explosion. I turned around. Beautiful women fled with their packages. Neither of us in the photo of Christ index phalanx. A blur across the reflexive. Try, or I will, to remember the face between a few tender bones. Sifted. Do you or do I know now who? I saw someone without legs. I was stunned. I forgot that my daughter had been with me. Suddenly I remembered. I went to find her. She was inside a massive ball of fire. Then take partial notice. People. A person before I want her. I saw a lot of smoke. People running all over crying. I saw part of a hand up to the elbow and a body without a head face down on the ground. Here, no celibate limb can extend, yet may, refusing, it imply? Aligned with St. Peter's Basilica, the fountain at my left, the photograph's right, dwarfs, me floating like a plumb-line weight, athletic, as the spire reaches past the crop. I remember a heavy knife in my right, on your left pocket, a long line of people being frisked. Threw her head back, and then there was an explosion. A few seconds later, her shapely body burst into flames. Reflections are frisked, a stray of namesakes along the wall, slight gloss. Its black wallages to sky. Julie, Alicia, Maureen, Ashley, Martin, Genevieve, Elizabeth, Jen, Leslie, Matthew, Sheila, Cynthia, Lena, Adam, Caleb, James, Tom, Nicholas, Anne, Kristen, Christopher, Mike, Heather, Catherine, Holly, Jessica. In one eye, presence exhumes other sacrifices. Bright shovel, bright ab, louts. Effort to say, a shovel navigated dirt, cling clang. For have I not improperly conceived a commentary of it? A dream may empty one type of epistemology by torturing its symbols internally, inject many metaphoric links. Its excruciating sensitivity suffocates our supple speculation with its semantic, or from the previous phrase, alliterative, fat. The face of the little girl was so nice, it was as if she was surprised. Big, big, open jade eyes, but surely dead. The following sentence is what I wanted to add to this quotation because it would partially fulfill a need for blame. There was a white mourning dove stupidly walking the softened rim of a corolla's ashen shadow on the black asphalt. They didn't take a picture, so I'm unsure of this, but in July, my family went to Yosemite to see my newly married brother. At the time, they were pregnant but hadn't told anyone, so they went rafting, and she was careful, hiking, and she was careful when they told Mom and Dad. I've thought for a long time and never come up with news as joyous to them. Is one to feel? Is one to grope them for symbols, trembling the paper each morning as if forced in labor? Don't have a photo, but I've heard that the icon Old Faithful multiplies magnificently above and below its filter at 2, 2:30, 3:30, 4:15, and 5. Encroaching conception, conception, conception. Emptied luggage gathers on some broken water. Never have eyes further bred such italics, or such ungraspable totes. In one, presence berries, buried. Lack of semiotic activity across some body of water. Lingering hemorrhage, no longer proportional to it. Pronouns read aloudly over luggage, some time ago active. Jay and I will probably not birth someone. She will remark it. Turbulence may be similar for a commuter to dream. Dream blue, print, and gust. Therein temporality. Therein the constancy of the self in promising. I, being, archive, She is unequivalent. Nothing to see here. Thanks.